Our
Yeah.
celebration of Pride Month continues with a very exciting collaboration between our LGBTQ and TV editor Scott and Shahs of Sunset star Reza Farahan. Scott, please tell us all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was fortunate enough to sit down with my new buddy Reza last Friday for a super fun exclusive that is just for our What to Watch Live viewers. We chatted a little bit about a special collection that he curated for us for Pride. So it features a bunch of episodes from some of his absolute favorite series. So that's Shaws of Sunset, Million Dollar Listing, Vanderpump Rules, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Summer House, Family Karma, True Hollywood Story. So super excited to show you guys this one and hear what he has to say about why he chose those guys. So let's throw to the clip. Hi, Reza. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me.
Hey, Scott, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month to you as well.
Thanks. So thank you so much for taking the time to share your picks for this Ultimate Pride TV playlist, which I've lovingly dubbed Reza Be Obsessed with These Episodes. So hopefully I'm not infringing on any copyrights there.
You are free to infringe away.
Perfect. Can I get that in writing?
Absolutely.
Love
For
it.
the month of Pride.
Okay, perfect. Exactly. That's all I need, you know.
There you go.
Perfect. So I'd love to chat with you a little bit about some of your picks and why you chose them. First up is the episode of Shaw's, obviously, Return to Homeland. So you guys are heading to Turkey and you're sort of wrestling with your identity as a gay man. So I'm curious sort of like what was going through your mind at that time?
You know, Scott, it was such this pilgrimage. I never thought I would get anywhere close to Iran. Here I am grappling with my identity, you know, half Jewish, half Muslim, 100% gay, and always not feeling like I fit in. And it took this Turkish guide who was like taking us through these back, you know, they weren't even woods, but these back villages. And I was wondering if I would be killed for being gay. And he laughed at me and said, "You'd be killed because you're American." And all of a sudden, I was like, wait a minute, what did you just call me? And like, it took a guide in Turkey to like give me this gift. And here I was worried about my sexuality, and he handed me this other gift that I didn't even know I needed. So for me, it was so profound. Obviously, I had to include it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've done a fair amount of traveling myself, and I've been to some areas that are, you know, not necessarily friendly towards the gays. You know, I've spent some time in Morocco, and then also in Turkey, and I've had very similar situations. So I guess based on your experience, would you recommend queer folk travel to these places? And
Honestly, I would say with hesitation, you know, and respect for local tradition and custom, because I definitely think that, you know, in the United States, our spectrum is a rainbow. And unfortunately, in some countries, you know, there aren't as many colors in their box of Crayolas. They've got those little crayons, you know, with just like the primary colors in. And here in the beautiful United States, we've got that jumbo box with the lid and the sharpener, and every color is represented. So I
amazing.
would say proceed with caution. Absolutely.
Awesome. That's good advice, I think. So next episode is another Shaw's one, and that is this 40? So, I mean, I can probably guess why you've chosen this one. I mean, in this episode, you guys do a little getaway in Palm Springs for your birthday, and there's this very adorable moment. Do you want to touch on that a little bit?
I mean, first of all, I wanted to pick anything and everything Palm Springs because I proposed to my husband. I married my husband. We have a house there. My best times with my best friend of 30 years have all been there. And so it just, for me, epitomizes everything. Like me and my gay besties, like that's where we would go to live out loud. Like the clubs and the bars there, you see like young gays mingling with leather daddies and like retired gays who have had these beautiful lives and now they get to be who they are. in this place called Palm Springs, which to me is like a gay mecca.
Absolutely. It's like a wealth of like experience and knowledge in there for like, it's an amazing space for a queer person to go. So I love that you've chosen that. But also I can't not talk about one other thing from that
Wait,
episode.
are you talking about a slip and slide?
I am absolutely talking about a slip and slide. How horrible
So-
are those things? They suck as an adult.
Now, first of all, they sucked basically for me as a kid and as an adult. But as an adult with excessive weight, and some more hair than some of my Caucasian friends, I didn't slide as much as I slipped, and it didn't feel the way I wanted it to feel. So yeah, stick to the pool and not the slip and slide.
Yeah. Well, speaking as someone who's a little bit bony, I can tell you it's not any more fun that way either. It's just like you hit that ground and it's not cute, painful. So whoever invented
Yes.
that, why?
Yeah, hello.
So one other one I want to talk to you about is the Real Housewives of Atlanta episode you chose, which is Love, Marriage, and Sour Peaches, which is when you and a bunch of other Bravo celebrities are going to World Pride. How was that for you?
To just put it in like a sentence, it was like riding through heaven on a unicorn. First of all, I'm a huge like Bravo-holic, in addition to some people calling me a Bravo celebrity. I'm addicted to the shows. I'm invested in their lives. Some of them are actually my friends. And then it was World Pride. And then on top of it, something that the audience, I don't think got to see, 2 floats behind us was an Iranian float. And so actually someone from NBC Universal took me off of the float, walked me back to them, and like we were crying, embracing. There were like LGBTQ plus Iranian people in the group, and I got to hear a few of their stories and then get back on the float, and then afterwards go out with Sonia, who was like tipping pictures back, and I'm obsessed and I love her, and we just had the best time, and I wanted to share it with the audience.
I love that. So do you usually attend Pride parades or have you done that historically?
I have absolutely my whole life, from the time I would sneak from Beverly Hills, which is right next to West Hollywood, where the Pride Parade was, when I was underage, and just stand in awe of these people who I believed were living in their truth, because I, at the time, was a closeted teenager, and I was so impressed by them and wanted to be like them, and knew that being there meant something, meant that you were proud of who you were, and it was special. So absolutely, I go whenever I can.
That's amazing. What was the first Pride that you attended?
Well, the first Pride I attended, I literally snuck to, and I was watching from the like periphery at the age of 16, when I was still in high school, and I was totally in the closet. No one knew. I went by myself. But then the first one I went to when I was 21 with my friends, and I was able to drink and like do the darn thing. That was a whole different experience than the first one at 16.
That's amazing. I mean, my Pride experiences are pretty similar, actually. I went to them when I was younger and in high school, and it was one of those things where I was like, maybe I'm just kind of tiptoeing, dipping my toe in the water here. And then, the next time around, it was full fantasy. So yeah. Riding that big gay unicorn.
Absolutely. Off into the sunset.
Exactly. And since this is a Housewives episode, I can't not ask this question. What would your tagline be?
I mean, I'm worth my weight in gold, literally, honey.
That's amazing. That's exactly why I wore this outfit for you today.
I mean, you look so stylish. I'm like, you're giving me balmain, and I'm here for it.
Thank you so much. Well, Reza, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me about your playlist. I'm super excited about it. And for people who want to check it out, just say Pride is Everything into your voice remote and take a look.
That was amazing, Scott. Awesome.
That was great. That was awesome.
Thank you.
And
That
as
was
I
an absolute treat. Sorry.
Yeah, and I understand if you want to watch more of that, you filmed a full episode of Xfinity Hangouts with Reza where you talk about a whole bunch of different stuff, including his mustache, right?
Oh, absolutely. And Gordon, get ready to send that $5 Venmo to me because I certainly phrased it. I must ask you a question. And it went over like I expected it to. I immediately apologized.
They can't all be gems, Scott. All the jokes aren't winners. I do have to ask you though, did you refer to yourself as a little bit bony in that clip? Can we add that to your lower third next time?
Yes. Scott,
LGBTQ,
TV and LGBTQ
TV.
editor.
A little bit
bony, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's fine. Yes,
I
did. Okay.
Master Chief.
I really love that Reza referenced the jumbo Crayola box with the crayons and the sharpener. Just one of those little humanizing things that you're like, Reza actually had a jumbo box of Crayola crayons. He's like a bajillionaire, but he used crayons just like the rest of us.
Exactly.
Yeah, but ours had 64. Ours had 64, and his had like infinite crayons because that's what he can afford.
I also just completely forgot about those ones with the sharpeners. Like that was like
it never worked, Landon, because it would always get caked with crayons, and then you were just done, and it had to cut through the paper. You'd have to peel the paper back.
Yep. I wasn't allowed to use mine because my dad thought it was a waste of crayon. He was like,
fair comment. Totally. Look, if it's not pointy, just get rid of it. Start over. It's like get a whole new box. Just
use an edge. Use the edge.
And the slip and slide.
I love that, Reza.
Sorry,
I was going there.
Go for it.
With the slip and slide, right? Just like the rest of us, Reza couldn't get on the slip and slide. I mean, who does that gracefully, though? Really? Have you guys been able?
Negative.
That hurt watching
I've always hit a rock, or some bump in the ground. It's just never fun. Like I don't.
It's not a good look.
Like.
Hold on, slip and slides are fun. Let's not put slip and slides in the not fun category.
I just knew you were going to be the one who loves slip and slides.
Of course.
Down south.
I mean, that's a kind of sport.
Alone.
If you're going to do a slip and
slide's a kind of sport.
Yes.
Like a little vegetable oil.
I'd watch that on ESPN.
Wait, okay, you throw vegetable oil. That's a whole nother thing, Landon. You're like,
that's a whole different sport.
It's all about the speed. We gotta create a boom. We gotta go faster. So you throw a little vegetable oil down on it. I don't think I'm out of line here at all. I think I'm right in line if I'm actually correct.
You just live a completely different life than the rest of us do. So it doesn't surprise me at all that you are big on slip and slides.
Yeah. How did Landon end up in a body cast? Well, slip and slide, vegetable oil. Got some
vegetable oil.
It's like that scene in Christmas Vacation.
It's true. It's true. What was I going to say about slip and slides? That you're right, Liz. Like the rock, you had to completely make sure that the area you laid it down was completely clear because you hit one rock, and not only are you just ripping a hole in yourself, but in the slip and slide as well, and then it's all over.
Yeah, and it looks like a good time until you actually execute, and you hit hard, and then you don't really go far, and now you've got an audience of people who witness that. I mean, it's just, I don't know how that's fun, Landon. I'm just not. I mean, when I was 8, maybe, but not as an adult.
But also, like, the ones that I used to play on had like little pools at the end. So like the goal was not actually to go past that. And when you did, it was not comfortable because that was the area that I did not check for rocks or other things. So like if you went past that pool, it was bad news bears for, sports reference.
Man, we're going to have to. Oh my God.
All right. At the What to Watch Editor Summer Picnic, we'll get a slip and slide. And Landon can show us how it's done.
We'll get some cheesesteaks from Coco's, and we'll get Coco's.
Go to Acme.
Some water ice.
We'll go down to the Acme, and we'll get a slip and slide.
I don't know. It doesn't sound fun to me. It sounds like a terrible time.
All right.
Actually.
So you can check out Reza's playlist and more of Scott's incredible Pride collection by saying Pride is everything into your remote.